don't think they do, but maybe that's just me trying to run damage control on expectations.
You don't think they'll do? They won't show it. No. I mean, they've kind of announced it, but they're not going to.
At least a title, something in a time frame.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I think they should. I'm with Bo. I think, like, logically, I'd love to see it.
Here's my prediction, and again, this is based on nothing that I'm aware of, so don't accuse me of anything, anyone. But I think the biggest thing of that event, the big grand return to a live event, will be Metzen on stage announcing whatever he has done to World of Warcraft. I think that will be their focus. Anything else will be extra. And I don't think they want another game, like a new IP, upstaging that. I could be wrong, but I have a feeling that that's going to be.
That makes a lot of sense, but they really got to. They really got to.
We should all see if we can cover it. Seeing as we're not going,
we should.
We're doing that. We talked about last week.
Yeah, let's do it.
Next Friday, we're all available. We all co-stream it.
I'm all in. Let's all get in. We're co-streaming it. We'll record the audio for the podcast and the site. We're doing it.
Yeah,
we can co-stream the whole thing. What's the
November 5th?
November 5th.
I think Friday. It's next Friday, right?
Friday. Do we know what time? I assume it's 9 a.m. So it'd be 10 a.m. my time.
I have my days wrong.
Hold on. BlizzCon.
It's next week, right?
It's November 3rd. I don't know what time.
3rd. It's got to be 9 Pacific because it always. Well, I don't know. I mean, I shouldn't assume that.
They haven't released the schedule yet, right?
I think that weekend is when daylight savings happens, so it would be 9 my time, and it would be 10 yours, Scott.
Yeah, 10 a.m. my time.
It's on the Friday for sure, not the Saturday.
Yeah,
right. Correct. Also, does this key art give anything away? Let's see. No,
I don't.
There's Warcraft Rumble. We'll get launch announced there for you guys in the States.
Yeah. Okay.
That looks like Hearthstone. That looks like Overwatch, Lilith, and Thrall.
Media. They're still looking. They still have a link for media credentials.
Actually,
I got nothing.
I mean, I'm not familiar with all the iterations of Thrall Warcraft. That very much looks like Heroes Thrall.
Oh yeah, he does, doesn't he?
Yeah, I just don't think you can read into it. Like there's been plenty of key arts.
Excuse me, but it's a tradition to read into Blizzard stuff and be completely wrong.
I'm sorry. I forgot the internet tradition.
Yeah,
my bad.
We're
gonna get into this when we talk about Heroes patches.
I know there's been some leaks, but I've actually avoided all of it. I kind of want to stay surprised, so I managed to not see any of the leaks.
Okay,
I haven't heard about any validated leaks. Yeah, I've seen some stuff, but I've heard a lot of speculation as to the veracity of it. So I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Says here that you'll be able to watch it on. This is their words. 3rd and 4th, all the content will be on Blizzard's YouTube channels. I assume that means different games, different channels, or on Twitch because they don't have a big, full-blown package this year of curated audio and video. Says if you miss the live show, they'll have on-demand VODs for everything. Yeah, I think I'm planning on it. I'm going to clear other shit out of the way to do this on Friday, so we should do it. Anyway.
I'm in.
Me too. I'm going to be like, I know you have to work, but have a baby.
Yeah, have a baby.
have a baby. Enjoy.
Here's a baby. We're going to be in here doing this thing. That's really important, obviously. All right, we're going to do Dear Martha now, and my understanding is John is prepared. Dear Martha, as he always has.
Oh, you had time?
Yeah, somehow he had time.
I did when I wasn't taking photos of Lilith's statue.
Yeah, when you weren't shooting webs out of the hands of 2 different Spider-Men, you were making this.
No, he made me a custom paint file job.
Really? No way.
No, it was an actual camera photo of Bo's statue. I flew to Anaheim. I took a picture because I was, I wanted Bo to make sure. That
he took that picture and then he said, "I guess I won't have time for Dear Martha now."
Oh, that's a
shame.
I
was worried that it was going to eat up all my time, but thankfully I was able to get a Dear Martha.
I'm really glad it worked out.
Bo's got it. All right, I don't have to keep looking for it. Yeah, that's
I posted it in the Discord chat.
It's a real actual photograph from.
Look at this, you guys. I don't know if we'll ever have a better exclusive. I mean,
it's really clear. I think it's using iPhone technology to focus.
Yeah,
everything else is out of focus, but I think I got Bo's name really in focus.
Some kind of machine learning assisted iPhone 15 deep camera learning thing. Yeah.
These updates to Microsoft Paint are wild.
Yeah, they're really going for realism now. That's amazing. All right.
Apparently the update's good. The paint update.
Oh, is it? I haven't heard.
Yeah. Oh, you hadn't heard? Yeah, that was kind of a joke because people are saying the Microsoft Paint app is now super good. There's an update for it.
Weird.
Apparently.
All right. It's actually gotten pretty good over the years, but I didn't realize I had some big update. All right, let's do Dear Martha. John, anything special here? Just doing the review, right?
No, we're just doing a Steam review. It's going to be quick.
Here we go. Let me get you some music for that.
My dearest Martha, I present to you now a Steam review for the Metal Gear Solid Master Collection version. Martha, if you start the game, scroll down to Options and select Credits. You can see a comprehensive list of people who brought shame and embarrassment upon themselves and their families with this poorly implemented collection of ports and emulations. Congratulations, Konami. You've insulted an entire fan base and disgraced a legendary franchise. Again. This is why nobody likes you. Yours in this life and the next, Derb.
Derb. Oh, well, if you can't take Derb seriously, then who can you, really? Yeah, this thing's getting pretty poor reviews. People aren't happy about it. I don't know what the problem is necessarily.
As somebody who had to read a bunch of reviews, I'll tell you what the problem is. Problem is that these are poor emulations of classic games.
Great.
There's been no work to them whatsoever. In fact, if you played an emulated version of the game, you actually had more options to support the game than you do by playing Konami's Master Edition of the game. This is honestly another major problem with gaming. Not to soapbox too much, but there was a time when if somebody put out a remaster or a special edition, it felt like maybe they would, I don't know, fucking try a little bit to put out a quality product. But now we live in the age where somebody will take a ROM and put it through their custom emulator and sell that as a full-on retail product and have the audacity to call it the master version of a game. I am going to wholeheartedly agree with this reviewer. Konami, this is why nobody likes you.
Yeah, that and your pachinko obsession. But I'll say this about this collection. I'll say this about this year. This is the same year we got an amazing remake, remaster, redo of Dead Space. So it can happen, right?
Some people do it. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. But more often there's these weird, especially old stuff. They're just actually relying on the stuff their lawyers are trying to put out of business, but they use themselves, tweak it a little bit, and then put these emulators in their freaking thing and resell them. It's pretty shitty. It's pretty lame. All right, well done. Let's get to some other news of note. I have music for this now. This plays in the background. It keeps us moving. See?
Great.
And for those wondering, that's the Space Harrier background music. Sega put out some bangers back in the day. Let's get to these. Big release this week, Alan Wake 2. Reviews are glowing. Got a 9 out of 10 on the old IGN and the whatnot. I think we're probably looking down the barrel of another Game of the Year contender. So we'll see. Anybody planning on picking this up?
I'm gonna.
I think I'm going to play this too. Although it looks scary as shit. Why am I doing that?
That is a good question.
Yeah, maybe I won't. I don't know. Maybe I'll let you do it. I'll let you do it, and then
for me.
It's a skip. You're not really invested in the Alan Wake universe there, Bo?
Yeah, I'm not big on horror games.
Yeah.
So, but I know John likes them.
Yeah.
So, yeah. And I think you want to like them more than you do.
Yeah, no, you're not wrong, but I also like Remedy games a lot, and I kind of like everything but Alan Wake, and the reason I didn't like Alan Wake is it freaked me the shit out, so why would I want to do that again? I don't know. I don't know. We'll see.
It's getting good reviews. The other Alan Wake did not, so maybe this is better.
That's true. People really like this, so seems like we might be in for something special. Squadron 42 is actually coming out. That's right. Star Citizen's standalone single-player deal. No release date yet. They're taking forever with this thing. When they first,
so they made a 24-minute gameplay trailer to say that it was feature complete, but no date. And they also, Chris Roberts is in the video saying, and polishing can take a long time. I'm like, wait a minute.
Yeah.
Are we getting debated again?
I think, here's my prediction. I think this game's going to come out. I do. I know I've had some controversial takes on Star Citizen. I think Squadron 42 comes out.
Yeah.
I'm not saying when, but I think it does actually come out. And I'm going to say it looks good. I know people think that I do nothing but hate on Star Citizen, but Squadron 42 looks like a game that's actually going to come out, and it actually looks really good.
Yeah.
So
it does look good. I agree.
I'm excited for it.
Release a game, it will
Especially if it comes out.
Yeah. And this is the thing I can buy separately. Like here's separate money for Star.
Yeah, this isn't Star Citizen. This is like Kingdoms of Amalur Reckoning.
Well, they describe it. He described it in the trailer as this is the wing commander of our generation. So,
well, that's all I really want. That's what
it's going to be a product like that'll complement Star Citizen, but it's a standalone space shooting thing game.
Okay.
But also, you get out of your plane or your spaceship and can do ground guns and stuff too.
Sweet.
Everybody is so shocked. I'm seeing chat that's just like, oh my god, John, guys, I never said I thought Star Citizen looked bad. In fact, I win. Like, this is the brilliant thing about my opinions on Star Citizen. I win no matter what.
You do win.
Like, the worst case scenario, the game comes out and I have to write a couple of apologies. But if the game comes out and is a good game, which is what I've been saying I don't think will happen, that's a game I want to play.
Yeah.
I will happily write those apologies and be thrilled to play the video game.
Of course.
And if it doesn't come out, I have the joy of being right.
Yep.
I've just hedged my bets where I'm happy no matter what.
Yeah.
But Squadron 42 does look good, and it does look like it's coming out. And look, there is a reason I compared it to Kingdoms of Amalur Reckoning, because I wouldn't be surprised if that is exactly the pattern we find here.
Oh!
It is a game that came out to the
game
other
comes
game
out, and then
that
it's
never
bankruptcy
comes
time.
out.
Yeah, I know what he's saying now.
Squadron
No,
42 comes
I
out.
don't think they'll go
bankruptcy time.
bankrupt. What would happen? I guess this is the part of Star Citizen that I've never really thought. Because I don't really see a world where they go, the money's gone. But I also don't see a world where they put the game out. So I don't know what the middle ground is. I think the middle ground, and I'm not going to apologize if this happens for clarity. It's not they can release anything and I apologize. I think the middle ground is something very subpar. It just comes out and they go, it's out.
Yeah, here's Star Citizen. It's a sandbox. Go knock yourselves out. It's mostly bug-free and go. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But I think Squadron 42 looks great. They've got a lot of awesome actors in there. Speaking of Wing Commander, you got Mark Hamill in there. It's good to see him in this sort of setting again. Like, I think this looks really good.
Yeah.
I think that the things about it, the videos that I saw, it's a little framey, but they've literally said they're working on polishing. Like, that's what you fix. So, I'm optimistic about this.
Yeah,
one,
I think the shooting actually looks good. The ground shooting looks pretty tight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, we'll see. Finally.
Lots of destructibility in the environment, too, which I love. I love that sort of stuff.
All 4 squadrons on 42, squadrons are ready to rock soon on a computer near you. Heroes of the Storm got a big old patch update, and the world went, what? There's patches to that game? I don't know if this is a sign of life or copium, as Bo has put here, but Bo, what do you think? You did a deep dive today on the Patreon bonus show, but for everyone else...
there's a Patreon bonus show. It's me that did it this time, and I took the Heroes of the Storm patch notes and talked about it for an hour, even though it wasn't worth talking about for an hour. Just out of tradition, just out of our old tradition on the show.
Sure.
To review patch notes, because I was so excited.
Yeah.
I think the reason is the auspicious timing. So we get a patch a week after the Microsoft sale or the ABK sale to Microsoft closes, and a week out from BlizzCon. Seems like this is groundwork for something. Maybe it's just on Steam.
Yeah.
Maybe it's going to Game Pass. Maybe we get a little bit of content for it. Maybe they're like, well, we got a bit of extra time. Let's launch a hero and a map a year or something like that for the next 5 years.
What if
people are
Cortana's
still
voice
playing it?
What if there's a trailer, Cortana's voice comes over the speakers and says, "Chief, you're needed on a new battlefield," and then it's Master Chief in Heroes of the Storm.
Yeah.
What do you think of that? I'm in. Let's go. I'm in. What is he, a tank? I don't know what he is.
I don't love it. I like my unified worlds.
Yeah.
You know, but as we're gonna see, there's an even worse example coming up. So I would expect.
Where are you
no
going,
less.
Chief? I'm gonna give Sylvanas back her bomb.
That's right, damn it. Also,
Also,
yeah, then the music again. Here's the thing, though. Like, if they did that, all the Overwatch characters made it over, and I'm not saying it's out of universe because it's still Blizzard universe, but it's weird. It's a weird fit compared to the other stuff. And now they got Lilith and Anarius and whatever else going over in Call of Duty. Like, I wouldn't put it past them.
Here's my bold take. If it takes putting stupid shit like Master Chief and Tony Hawk and Heroes of the Storm to get that game to come back, then put all the stupid shit in there you want. I'm fine
Tony
with
Hawk?
it. I'll play as Tony Hawk. Yeah, he's Activision.
He's
right?
Activision, yeah.
Yeah, Tony Activision.
Tony
Hawk, that's his
Activision
middle
Hawk.
name.
Mm-hmm.
Goddamn.
Yeah,
It's
that would
sad.
be great. You just grind rail. Like, I guess Lucio already does that, but
Yeah.
you know, Tony Hawk can do. Maybe he's a skin. Maybe
It
he's
could
a
be a
Lucio
skin. Oh, a good point.
That would
Sometimes they
look
just do
bad.
skins. That's a good point.
Um,
Yeah, you're right, John. No matter how dumb it gets, if it brings the game back into a fruitful position, let's go. Let's do it.
Yeah, I'm
I guess.
willing to do it at this point. The game's dead. Like, at
Yeah.
the time when the game was popular, suggesting that, no, dumb, terrible. But if this is what revives it, if this is what gets people interested in it again,
Yep.
all right, I'd rather have a sellout live game than a dead,
I tend
stood
to-
on its laurels game.
I tend to agree. Why not? It's good work in that thing. That's a huge bunch of changes too. Like, Bo, did you see anything in there that you were like, oh my gosh, I can't believe they're doing this in this game? Or was it all like,
No, a lot of it was polish. A lot of it was adjusting the way certain mechanics worked, like cleave and splash damage, and how and when things are get revealed. There wasn't actually much in the way of balance. It was a polish, bug fixes, and polish.
that sounds like getting ready
so
for
that
Steam or
sounds
something.
like it's groundwork for getting it on another platform or something like that.
Well, and this was the second one of these. There was a previous, even smaller one that came before this. I don't remember when that was, but it wasn't too long ago. And I remember, I think Garrett or Kyle mentioned that they speculated that maybe this was a reaction to that, like maybe one fix brought up a couple other issues.
Yeah.
I am not ready to get on the throw our hands up and go, Heroes is back, baby. But you know, would
No,
that
it's
be
not
cool
bad.
would that be cool if that happened? Sure.
It's not back. It'll
but
just be available in more places. is
I'll
what I'm
believe
thinking.
it when
Yeah.
I see it. Much like Star Citizen.
Yeah, there you go.
When
Another.
it's here, I'll be happy.
Right.
And if it's not here, then I'm not going to get hurt because I'm not getting my hopes up.
Yeah, there you go. I'm with Bo though. I think this is a multi-platform moment, probably. And by platform, I mean other PC platforms. It'll show up on Steam, maybe
Yeah.
Game Pass PC. Who knows?
I will write a nice review for it if it goes on Steam because I do want to live in a world where Heroes of the Storm is the best reviewed Blizzard game on Steam.
It won't take much to do that at this stage.
No, but look, that's going to get review blasted too, and with it being free to play, it's going to bring in a lot more people. Like, I
There's a
think
lot
it
of
would have a
unenlightened
challenge.
people who don't realize how good of a game Heroes was because they read a review when it first came out, and it was IGN's "This isn't League, what is this shit?" review, and that still haunts, I think, a lot of players.
Bums me out.
Because like if you go to the Heroes Reddit, it's filled for years with "I thought this game was crap and I played it and oh my god, it's the best one."
Yeah, there's a lot of that.
But there's still a lot of people who just are not in the know.
It's because it's people are weird about that kind of thing. You know, they don't like being told the new thing is cool.
Well, they have a chip on their shoulder about Blizzard. The thing is, like, you underestimate your enemies if you assume they're stupid. So, like, all the time, like, you have respect to your opponents.
Yep.
Not, I shouldn't say enemies, opponents. So if you're antagonistic towards any company, you'll fail to recognize where it has a win or does strongly, and that was the case with Heroes.
That's right. Final Fantasy XIV had their fan fest in London. John, you watched a bunch of it. Speaking of
Yeah,
why
I
you're
streamed
tired.
it. I
Yeah.
found myself awake at 4 a.m. and decided to stream my reaction to FanFest because I thought, well, I'm already
You
up.
streamed at 4 a.m. in the morning. Holy
Yeah,
shit.
dude.
Yeah. Yep.
What do you think of
It's
we know one
It's
of the new
amazing what you can get done when you have anxiety. I tell you.
Yeah, what keeping you up at night. There's stuff you can get out of the way. But so they got one new job out of the two that are coming. You said something about the Final Fantasy 15 crossover, 16 crossover.
16.
So
yeah,
what-
so it wasn't a ton of reveals. Like, a lot of it was stuff we knew, but they did confirm what the new job is going to be. It is the first original job in Final Fantasy XIV. It's never been in the series before. It is called the Viper. It is a spec that basically is dual wielding long swords, and they connect in the middle to become like a bow staff as well.
Did you
Oh,
say
you're like your Darth Maul style.
Yeah.
Can you say
Yeah.
the name again? What was it?
Viper.
I
like a
heard
snake.
I heard wiper.
Yeah, you go in the raid and you cause everybody to die and you get XP for it.
And then you
If
wipe
it's
it up.
badly balanced, maybe that'll be what happens.
Yeah, you tell the tank to
Um,
bend over and you wipe him. Anyway, keep going.
I'm going to tell you, this is a class for me. And if you show a little bit of the video that's there, you can see Yoshi P himself dressed as.
Yeah,
the
I was
Viper
about to say,
Shaman.
I randomly clicked and picked a timestamp and saw Yoshi P dressed as the Viper, and I'm like, man, this guy's awesome.
He is awesome.
He does it. He said that he felt he was getting a little too old for this. I'm going to tell you, he rocks this look. He looks better in it than I would.
Yeah.
Like,
It's a pretty good cosplay. for
like
sure.
you do you, man. You keep it going.
Yeah, you're UCP. Oh, there he is. That is cool.
They
I like it.
they did also show the Final Fantasy side of the Fall Guys crossover, where they're going to be putting Fall Guys mini games in Final Fantasy XIV. That stung a little because we know that a lot of people at that development studio got let go.
Yeah.
So that's a little bittersweet to see, although it does look good. And then the other one that got me really excited was they are doing a crossover with Final Fantasy XVI. It looks like you team up with Clive to fight Ifrit. And the rewards for that is you get Torgal the dog as a mount and a little baby Torgal as a pet.
So can I get a pet Sid, or is that not on the table? Because
No pet Sid yet.
Okay, that's a bummer. I love Sid.
But Sid's really good in that video game. That is,
Yeah.
he's a fantastic character. Maybe my favorite character in 16 was Sid. He was very, very good.
As far as I got, he was definitely my favorite. And I got far enough to be sad, but I won't. No spoilers.
No spoilers, Scott. That's such an obvious.
Just
spoiler.
sad, like maybe stubbed his toe and I went, oh man, that sucks. I feel bad for him.
Nobody took it that way.
Well, they've had enough time. 3-week moratorium is over.
Scott is very clever to babies.
Yeah.
Like they can't see through his clever ruses.
Find a baby I can't fool, and then we'll talk. Cool. So that's good. I'm glad they had a good event. Seemed like people were pretty stoked about all that. The community's excited, so that's all good. In wake of everybody else doing this, now Marvel has signed a multi-year, multi-set partnership deal with Hasbro to make Magic the Gathering cards. So pretty soon, it's going to be like one of the stones or the gauntlet or something's going to be like the hardest card to get. You're going to be spending too much money for that, and Post Malone will buy
something
it.
like that.
Yeah.
I think
That's how
the main news thing here, because they've been doing a lot of crossovers, but it's all been promotional or for Commander, which are casual stuff. These will be main set competitive Marvel Magic cards.
Right.
And it's a little disruptive to the overall, thematic lore. But I don't know. Marvel does have that Magic branch of its heroes and such. So
They did their whole.
We'll
they did. Lord of the Rings fits a little better, obviously, and then there was one other one that I thought was weird.
Doctor Who.
Oh,
happened
Doctor Who is
recently.
weird. That's a little weird.
but it actually looked pretty interesting from the Commander stuff. It is a little weird, but that stuff is like collector's items, right? It's not like the mainline product. They're not tournament legal.
Right.
These will be tournament legal sets, if I understand correctly, especially if it's multi-set. I'm sure Marvel's looking at Snap going like, wow, this is very valuable to the card playing community. Why don't we partner with the ones who do it the best as well? Ben Bro's probably pissed off. He's just like, although he likes Magic, but still, it's like,
Right.
well, we're making you money. Why are you doing this?
Yeah, it
But,
does. It
I-
feels like the Fortnitification of everything, though, a little bit. All these crossovers and stuff.
Yeah, but I was kind of like not a fan of it at first, but I actually think they could, you could do a multiverse of madness. Like there's a whole magical realm or division within the Marvel properties that you could totally, like Doctor Strange could totally cross the multiverse into some other place and hang out with Jace Bellerin. I think actually it's potentially very awesome. So it was kind of bad news when it first hit my brain, but then I was like, I don't know, they could really nail it. It's just going to be weird to tap 8 mountains and play the Hulk or something. I don't know.
Yeah. That is, I didn't think of it that way, but whatever. If it's clearly this is a money making adventure for them, so good for them, I guess, for figuring out ways to do it. This is interesting. Twitch changed some of their TOS, their terms of service, to no longer ban and in fact allow multi-streaming. So you can stream to Twitch, but you can also fire it off to wherever else you want. That includes YouTube and what's the new one? Kick.
In your account, this is because this tweaked me because I thought your account kind of got closed because you moved to YouTube. Is that? Did I imagine that? Or?
No, it was all still there. They don't care if you go Twitch separately, or excuse me, if you go stream separately somewhere else and not there, that's okay. It's when you're simultaneously doing it they have a problem with. So that is now gone away. They announced it at TwitchCon on stage. There's a lot of cons going on right now, or have gone on the last couple of weeks, and the CEO got up and said, yeah, we're changing that. So that's why we're doing it tonight. All Everybody in the chat is seeing us in both Twitch and YouTube. I may add more if it makes sense, but you could literally add like Instagram streaming if you have a partnership there.
And you have that restream bot so that people in both chat channels can see all the messages, which I think is awesome.
They only have one rule about that, and that is as best as anyone can. A lot of this is based on some lawyer types who are trying to suss out what it really means. But you can use a lot of those kinds of tools. You just can't display them, a lot of them. So like in the case of this join chat thing, it appears to be against the rules to take that and put a scrolling chat on screen to make it part of your overlay and to show the other platforms coming in and out or whatever. So you can't do that, best we can tell.
You can't encourage your audience to go to a different location too.
Correct. So you don't want to.
You can't be streaming on both platforms and go, hey, I know we're on both platforms, but everybody come to this platform.
Yeah,
because it's the one that's
which is great for me because I just want people to be
You're
wherever they
tell
want
me how
to be.
to pee and shit too. Like, come on, you know what I mean? Like,
it's a
let me
little.
interact with
like,
my
that's
people.
it went too far. I need to be able to tell people what platform.
It's a little fiddly. I admit it's a little fiddly with the rules, but I also think they're feeling it out and kind of seeing where they're going to ultimately land. But for the most part, I think this has been received really positively. I really like it because there are people who just would prefer to watch stuff somewhere else, and that's great. They should be able to get it where they want to get it. And this is them a little bit white flagging it to, with some recent controversy about how clamped down they tend to get at Twitch and other platforms don't. So I think it's a move in the right direction. Where it goes or what it does ultimately, I don't know, but I'm happy to be doing it. So welcome back, Twitch family. It's nice to see you.
Fix their revenue split.
Yeah. Well, and
they did fix that a bit already.
They tweaked it, yeah.
50-50.
And they have a sliding scale now in the ad department. So when their ads get shared out, it's a little weird though, because by default it's a ton of ads. So the players or the people, the streamers have to go tweak that way down unless they want to piss everybody off. I don't know. It's all kind of.
The one good news about Twitch is that the value of the dollar everywhere has gone down immensely, so it's a lot cheaper to sign up for your monthly subscription to your favorite streamers.
Is that true? Is the dollar taking a dump? I didn't know that.
Well, the value of the dollar, yeah, inflation's like crazy. Like rents have gone through.
Well,
like this past year has been about, if nothing, groceries have gone up, rents have gone up, everything's gone up. Your dollar's not going as far as it did a year ago.
My daughter just went to Korea and she bought so much cheap stuff there that's so expensive over here. So it's still pretty strong in Asia, but North America, I don't think it's as good as it was.
Well, I mean, you're American. Your money goes farther than mine does. So
yeah, but your Canadian dollars are cool because you got the Queen on it and stuff. That's cool.
I've barely seen. Well, never mind. I was taking it too literally. I haven't actually seen physical money in like 5 years. But yeah, it's all right, I guess.
I don't know. I mean, I guess what's his name's on there now, or will be. That's the new king, Charles, right? I don't know. I don't know what you.
I don't even know if they've changed it. Yeah, no, they wouldn't. It's still honored.
They'll honor it, but won't they print new ones?
Johnny McDonald's on one of the bills. I can't remember which one.
Johnny McDonald, who's that?
John A. McDonald. He was a prime minister back in the day. Okay. He's on our money too.
All right. Shows what we
don't know who Prime Minister John A. McDonald is?
We have two other notes about Diablo 4. One is the cow level community is getting closer to finding a cow level, but I don't think it's there. I think Blizzard's not pulling their chain. I think when Blizzard says there is no cow level, they actually mean it this time.
Do you like? So, do you know what you have to do to even get part of the way that they're doing right now?
No. What do you have to do?
You have to kill 666 cows, and if the last cow is in certain zones, you get one of 3 items. So you got to do it, and you got to do it 3 times. Kill 666 cows 3 times, with that killing blow being in an appropriately different zone to get the item. But in between that kill run, you have to wait 666,666 seconds. That's about 7.5 days before you can start the next run. Once you get those items, you can take it, I think, to a hovel and turn it into another item, and then you take it to a shrine and convert it into another item, and that's where people are at. So it's definitely deliberate. Whether you're suggesting that this is a troll that results in nothing, could be.
I hope
'cause
not.
No one can confirm it. But there is a lot of there's a lot of people who spent a lot of time either getting trolled or figuring out the mystery. I kind of want to believe there is a mystery, but.
Are the village people getting access to all this meat, or is it going to waste? That's what I want to know about all these kids.
Yeah, with all that meat, you could solve all the problems, I think, of Sanctuary.
All of Sanctuary's problems go away if you can feed everybody with that meat.
But it is kind of insane just how convoluted this go-around is.
Yeah, I've been following that, and people are pretty nuts about it. D4 is giving away a PC, also, infused with human blood. And the reason they're doing this is they're doing a nationwide blood drive. And when we hit 666 pints of blood donated across, I don't know how they're tracking this, by the way. This is still questions.
I thought it was per person.
No, hell no. That's a lot of blood.
A lot of blood.
That's too much blood. You will die. Well, I mean, you wouldn't do it all at once, but it would take you forever. But once this is done, one of those people will get, I think randomly, they'll get chosen as the person who wins it. And it's human blood infused in the cooling system, the liquid cooling of the computer. And it's all decked out and designed, and looks like a Diablo computer and all that.
Don't drink that cooling liquid.
I know, right? I don't know how that's even possible. It'd have to be just you can't
Seems
put
like illegal
clottable
to
blood
sell
in
human
there.
blood or to offer human blood as a prize.
Yeah.
Not since the Kiss comic book has
Right?
human blood ever been utilized.
Yeah,
in
remember
such a
that
promotional way.
they all put blood in the ink of that comic in the 70s.
Yep.
And it was a minuscule amount, but also it was printed, not actively in liquid. So I don't know how this process works. I hope it's Bobby Kodak's blood on his way out. That's what I hope. Just bleed that guy as he's walking by. Hey, Bobby, been a great run. I know you're leaving because of this Microsoft thing. Anyway, see you later. And then just nick him with a razor blade and grab some of his blood and throw it in there. That's legal.
Any violence? It's probably.
Well, you don't want to hurt him. He won't even notice.
Oh, you mean just nick a little blood?
Oh, yeah, I
just
don't mean slice his neck open and gather it. I don't
Oh,
mean
Just
like
a
that.
friendly bloodletting. Just like not a violent act. Just slightly take some
You're
of
talking like a shaving nick, like nick him as if shave him, and then
Yeah.
go, oops, and then
Just
go,
like, oh,
People
sorry about
who
that.
think that that's a thing definitely let Astarion feed on them like it was no big deal. They're like, oh, you want some blood? Sure, yeah, I'll get you
Well,
some
I did
blood.
that. I did that.
I didn't. That's my blood.
I let him
Actually,
feed on me.
I didn't tell you on
It
my evil
belongs
playthrough.
in me.
On my evil playthrough, I let him eat me, and I let him keep going and didn't stop, and he kills you.
Eh.
And then, but you can get rezzed at Withers, and then you can confront him and be like, "Dude, you freaking killed me!" And he's like, "Oh, did I do that? I'm so sorry."
sorry.
Oh,
He's like, "We can
my
still
bad.
be friends. You're back now. Why are you complaining?" And
What's
you're
the
like,
big deal if you
Yeah,
already
I guess
if you're
so.
back to complain. What do you
He's like-
even care?
"Feel better. I'll promise never to kill you again." It's this whole dialogue tree that you only get if you let him kill you while eating him. That game is amazing.
That game is amazing. Anyway, that's a thing. Speaking of Baldur's Gate 3, there are so many romance options in the game. Some exist in the game files, but are technically inaccessible, such as Karlach and Damon. Or Damon. Damon was his name? Damon.
Damon.
Damon? 2 M's probably there. Does that? That's the tiefling
Like
back
backgammon.
blacksmith. You have to meet Damon, but it can only trigger it resting on a crash on the crash beach, which is before you meet Damon. So a modder modded it to make it happen. So
Yeah, so the way the logic goes, you would never be able to romance Damon before meeting him or have this thing.
yeah.
But it only happens in a place where you have to camp alone, not with other party members, early. The way it was explained in the article. I haven't seen it firsthand. But I find it nuts that there are fully voiced and mocapped romance scenes in the game that are just in the game, but not accessible.
But you can't get them.
Like,
yeah.
There's so many of them that there's just an option that exists.
It's like hot coffee in San Andreas a little bit.
Yeah.
Just a whole hidden thing. Game of the year with hidden sex scenes. Amazing.
Suck it, Alan Wake too.
Take that. That's the one thing that put it over the top, the hidden Karlach sex scene. Fantastic.
Yeah, yeah.
PS5
I don't know if it's a sex scene, but it's a love scene.
Something. PS5 PS5 Slims that are now hitting stores, although they're not on shelves because they're waiting for other stuff to sell out. Requires an internet connection to use the modular add-on optical drive. People freaked out. We don't have to spend a lot of time on it, but basically it's an anti-piracy effort on Sony's part, or at least that's the best guess because Sony isn't saying. But it's a modular device now. It's no longer like built into the finished thing. So even if you buy the one with it in there, it's bundled in, but you still have to have an internet connection for this thing to verify ownership, and then you're good to go, and you should never have to do that again. Not a big deal, but people who are like hardcore discophiles and only want discs and never want to be online for anything are all up in arms about it. So I think it's a little overblown, personally. But
I mean, the last time I wanted to watch a movie on disc was because the internet was dead.
Yeah, yeah.
Like I watched Galaxy Quest on DVD because the internet died, and if I can't do that with my disc drive, then you have removed the one time I would have used that feature.
You just have to have, as long as you've done it, it doesn't have to be on every time, meaning it's a one-time setup thing. So when you're setting up your console, it'll go, oh, this is your thing? It's like a controller, kind of like a firmware update, sort of. It's like that. And then once you've done that one time, you'll never have to do it again. If the internet could go down.
It's like product registration. Nobody ever does it, but you can go to the website and register your product.
It's basically that.
Here's the great news. I don't have to worry about it.
You won't have to worry about it.
Because I don't care.
Yeah, I have the digital one, and my lifestyle has shifted entirely digital. I don't care about discs at all.
If this impacts you, it does. I don't want to minimalize that just because I'm not going to use it. But at this stage, it does seem a little sillier and sillier as people are like, but I don't want to get on the internet.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that it's completely gone from reason, but it's getting there. We're getting there.
It's to deny the momentum in that direction is a little, that's folly. Like, you can say, troglodyte yourself as long as you want, as hardcore as you want, and I'm not even saying you don't have a point. I'm just saying the momentum, we're on the train. This train's going that direction. It ain't stopping. Unless Brad Pitt does something weird.
I thought about this. I'm being deliberately soft on this. If you have a PlayStation 5, if you have a PS5, and you're like, no, I can't get on the internet one time. You have no business here. What are you doing here? Why do you have this console? Why did you buy it and its modular disk drive as your sole way of watching videos? There are many other alternatives.
It's not just for that, it's for games too. Like, they want to just put a game in and play and not be on the internet, which again is getting harder to do.
But if you only have to do it one time.
Yeah, you only have it once. I'm with you, man. I'm just saying, whoever you are, mad respect to you for being who you are. Put your claws in and never budge. I just think you're fighting a dying fight. That's all. That's all.
You're playing a PlayStation 5.
Yeah, you're in the modern day. This is how this is. I don't know what to tell people. I mean,
this is a modern console for modern people that get on the internet at least once every now and then.
Yeah, or buy a PlayStation 1 and never plug it in.
And people are like, some people can't download games. I'm not telling them they have to download their game. I'm telling them they should be able to get online once to verify their disk drive.
Yeah. So
one time to verify a disk drive.
Yeah, and then put your discs in every time and buy your discs only and never have a game that isn't on disc, never have a movie that isn't on disc. That's fine. Go for it. I just think you're fighting against the tide. That's all. And that's fine.
I will say this.
Fight.
This is a good point in chat that we didn't talk about, and I should move off of this. But I think the side most folks are on is that it is an issue because at some point in the future, if the server that does the check may not be up, so there theoretically could be a time where you tried to do this, but I don't know. Like, if this is what you're planning for, like just go buy a PS5, not disc drive one now.
Yeah. It's like, look, if you want to have an outhouse for the rest of your life, go for it. Do all you can to avoid modern plumbing. Fine with me. I just think you're fighting against the trend.
I do think that's a fine point. Like that's okay. Like yes, if you eventually brick this technology because you no longer support it correctly, that does become an issue.
Fair point. I will allow it here in this courtroom.
I only like bringing my water in with pails and boiling it to make sure all the disease is out of it before freezing it and drinking it. It's an hours-long process, but damn it.
That's right.
I'm not soft like
stick
you
to your guns,
people.
John. Or Bo, stick to your guns. All right, don't change. Real quick here, final note. Nintendo took down the Super Mario Brothers Wonder Flower that said the F word. Somebody modded it to say the F word. So now that is no longer true. They took it down. Nintendo doesn't like it when you mess with their family-friendly content. And that is no longer a thing you can do. So there.
Yeah. I only put that in there because we were, saying how great Nintendo was last week. And I'm like, here's an example. Someone just wanted to F-bomb in Mario. It's a mod, not hurting anybody.
Yeah.
But nope, it's DMCA time.
Yeah, they like to exercise their demons over there. They're
the Smash community is also really mad at them too.
Oh, are they? They're always mad though. Those people are unsatisfiable.
Let's not go after the Smash
I'm not going to go after. I'm just saying
that's Nintendo doing it. Like, no, I'm just saying that, like, I think they got every reason to be mad. The amount of times I've seen people have to cancel tournaments at the last minute after being told they could do it, and then suddenly someone else at Nintendo goes, "Oh wait, no, we don't allow that." It's happened at least twice, and that's a lot of times. I think a lot of the ire that they have is well founded.
I just think they're hard to satisfy too, though. There's a back and forth on that group. And also Yosh, or what's his name? What's the name of the damn pink little guy that sucks you in and eats your shit and becomes you?
Kirby.
Kirby.
One of your favorite.
I love
characters.
Kirby. What's wrong with me? Kirby's overpowered and always will be, and I don't know why Nintendo never addresses that problem because he's just OP, 100% OP in that game.
No, they did address this in the newest one. All the characters in the universe die except Kirby. He literally survives the death of the universe.
That's because he can eat the universe and take on the universe's powers. That's what he does. Because he's a dick. All right, we're moving on now to this this email portion of the show.
That's a good question.
We got an email, and then we got a voicemail. And I'm going to start with the email. This went to us over here at talktothecore@gmail.com. Talktothecore@gmail.com. And it says this. This is from Kevin. Scott, if you are looking for a magic shooter akin to Hexen, you could do worse than Ghostwire Tokyo, which I installed and never played. That's on Game Pass. I played it on PS5, but it also is on Game Pass, being that it is one of the Bethesda titles in development when Microsoft bought them. Set in Japan, you play a regular guy possessed by the ghost of a spirit hunter and use hand sign magic to fight monsters. Sounds interesting. Now, John, it's your turn for recommendation. John, I have a better Vampire Survivors for you. It's 100% free, over 40 different characters, a rock and chiptune soundtrack, dozens of weapons and items, and did I mention it's free? It's called Hollow Cure. And I thought as a fan of the game of group of you, and thought it is a fan game of a group of YouTubers. I'm not sure what that means. You don't need to know them
so like
to
what
enjoy
we
it.
wanted. So like what people in our community are doing.
Yeah,
Like
I guess so. Yeah, same idea. Hold on, I want to pull this up on Steam.
Except VTubers, so they're considerably better looking than us.
Oh, I missed that. Is it VTubers? No, it says YouTubers.
VTubers.
It says YouTubers right there. It says.
Oh, I pulled up the game, so let me be clear what I'm reading. I'm reading the game description.
Oh,
where it
sorry.
says
I thought you meant the email.
VTubers.
Yeah. Oh, this looks all right. This looks like fun. Hold on here.
This looks. I like the art to this. Again, VTubers.
Yeah.
Of course. Yeah.
So these are okay. I understand what you're saying now. This is like the core ones that they're making and our Syntax. What's his name is doing.
Yeah.
Spaghetti Syntax.
Can we hurry up and get that out so we can dominate the genre? Let's get that going.
Well, this is free, so it's not like it's a race for all the cash or anything. I'll play this. I'll absolutely play this.
Overwhelmingly positive. This thing.
Yeah, I'll play this game.
You want these goofy looking VTuber heads floating around? You cool with that?
It's a hell of a lot better than 98% of what characters are in any other Survivors game.
All right, fair enough. That's fair.
Like, the 8-pixel survival vampire survivor characters. Like, yeah, I'd rather play as a cute anime girl. I'd rather do most things in my day-to-day life as a cute anime girl, if I'm being completely honest.
Wow.
Some things are just not easily achievable for me.
No, that one's hard. That one's hard to hit. Bo, he says, I got nothing. Sorry, this was more of a Scott and John thing, but feel free to enjoy other games as well, Kevin.
Go play something, Bo.
I got here's your sperms.
Oh my gosh, yeah, he had no recommendations for you, but that's okay, Kevin. We appreciate the email. Please keep those coming. We got a voicemail here about the reason that the phone number 801-471-0462 always has 10 in it, whether we do 10 hams or 10 goat, whatever it was last week. He cleared it up because there was some confusion. I'm going to play the call.
Oh, good. I'm glad we're going to clear up the 10 hams number.
Yeah, finally this will make sense.
This right now.
So here you go.
Hey there, Core Hounds. This is James the Trucker. I'm rolling through Kansas City, and y'all were wondering why 10 is part of every one of the 10 ham options. There's no letters on 1 or 0. You're going to have 1 or 0. I mean, that's just the way it is. So, just some clarification. There's no letters on 1 or 0. Love the show.
He's right, and I didn't know that. I went and looked it up.
Right, and I didn't think of it either.
That's a good point.
Yeah,
that's a real good point.
Looking at it right here, there's 0 has a plus on iOS, but that doesn't count. It's not a letter.
That was like, I think, the best voicemail we've ever been left. Like, we really learned something from that.
I'm not saying that what was just described to us was a revolutionary thought that required a lot of time and effort to be put into it.
Yeah.
But there's something about the idea that out there's at least one trucker driving his truck, just passing time and devoting their mental endurance and fortitude to thinking about our stupid 10 hams dilemma. It makes me so happy to think about that somewhere out there someone's like, I gotta occupy this time, let's figure out what's going on with the 10
He's probably been listening
number.
to weeks assuming someone else would call in, and he finally had enough. He's like, guys, there's no number letters on 1 or 0. Stop.
He's like kind of a Frog Pants regular, and he's always calling in from his truck, and it's always insightful stuff. Like, it's always like simple, straightforward. Here's the facts, ma'am. I really respect it. I like it. So keep
truckers are without a doubt the lifeblood of podcasters.
That's
they
right.
Are the best.
Yep.
They are always there for you. They are ever reliable, and they will always be my favorites.
They're great. And they go to Flying J. They buy jerky. They take a dump there. They shower there sometimes. They have a life.
It's the way of the road. It's how she goes.
That's
how
right.
she goes is how she goes.
It's impressive.
I have. By the way, I just wanted to interject really briefly here. If you wanted to do most things as an anime girl, I have a game recommendation for you.
Oh, sweet!
Okay.
Great, another anime.
Yeah, tell us more. What is this?
For it.
Might not have heard of this game. It's a little game I call VR Chat.
Oh, Jesus Christ! No. I don't want to do that. I don't want to.
I didn't think you were going to take it as hook, line, or sinker.
I don't think I want to talk to other.
I assume I was going to get busted for that right away.
Oh, that's funny.
Nope, you got me. I'm not interested.
Yeah,
no, thank you.
I like VR Chat. It's fun it's weird. It's fun to just window watch in there sometimes. But have you done it with the new headset? Any changes there? Is it better? Is it same?
Yeah, I've been in. I went clubbing last week. We talked about it last week.
Oh, we did. I forgot.
It feels the same. It runs off the PC, so there's no real fidelity. I don't. I'm not a Quest only user.
No, that's on there though. I think VR Chat.
It is, but you don't get access still to certain worlds, and you can't display or use custom avatars. So it's kind of a 2-tiered society where the paupers are the Quest users.
Got it.
And it's usually 8-year-olds.
But I saw some cool AR version where people were sitting in this guy's house. So it was his room, couches, whatever, and VR avatars were plopping down on his couch and sitting in his chairs. I don't know how that worked.
That might be Horizon Worlds, and there's another corporate one that I'm looking at too that's more meant for productivity. There's a couple of them, so it might not be VRC. Although maybe VRC does pass through now. Maybe it's possible. I don't know.
I think that's what I saw because it was anime girls and a transformer and like.
Okay, it's definitely VR Chat.
Yeah, it looked cool though.
I didn't.
They look cool because this guy was like, oh, and then your friends can come in. Oh, no, that's a different video. I saw a video where your friends could be in the room and they are avatars in another, I guess maybe Horizon Worlds, but they're graphic in, they get an overlay of a graphical skin by being in the AR space. Does that make sense? So they look like they're in the game or in the world, but they're not. They're actually in the room. It's weird.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, there's weird stuff in that. And they had to have a headset on to do it. The other people did. That was part of the recognition of it or something. I don't know. There's some weird shit going on with that device that makes me want to get it.
There's more coming down the pipe. There's a whole facial scan you're going to be able to do, and then you can make phone calls, but you're just in a room with another person.
Oh, and it's
Zuckerberg,
like the Zuckerberg one they showed, right? That weird thing?
The Zuckerberg Lex Friedman interview where they kind of showed, they had the interview in that space, and it was really high fidelity.
Got to admit, that's compelling to me at that level.
They were saying the resolution of the face scans will probably be less because you'll be doing it at home, and they're using in-office equipment. But the Quest 3 is capable of conducting those kinds of communications, and it's like, that's super cool. I'll just send a quick link here.
It looked neat. I saw most of that interview. It's actually a little creepy to have him that close to you, but I liked it.
Yeah, but like the fidelity wise, in terms of, pretty close to on par with what Disney can do when, when they take the actors, then the fake actors or whatever.
Yeah.
It's a really good digital recreation of the face, very photorealistic.
We could do a core night where we're all in the same room, looking all weird and 3D, talking.
I mean, yeah, that
could be fun.
I mean, just think 20 years. You'll be like, I got to put my headset on to make a phone call.
Oh, and 20 years is all we do is this.
Or maybe we have eyeballs. Like, there's still a lot of tech in there, but if you look at the headset, right, this black part, that's just for comfort. Like the actual thickness.
It's all down to that white chunk now.
It's just the white chunk. Like, it's just a battery and screen, and then like a whole bunch of condensed wiring. Even these clips head on, like they don't have anything except for the plug.
Wow.
They're removable. They're barely part of the deal. Really, what you're paying for is a cell phone in this like small chunk. They're only going to get smaller. They're going to figure out how to make these things.
I guarantee it. They'll get tinier and tinier.
And then once they're paper thin, you can just buy glasses. Like I'm wearing glasses. They'll just be in the glasses.
Yeah, and then John will play. That's the turning point. John will play then. I promise you, John. I swear to you, with all I am, with all I can say, and all the energy behind me, you will play in VR one day when it's small and thin. What do you say? Do you agree?
I don't know, guys. Food's here, and you started talking about VR.
It's okay. At least you're being honest. Sorry, I didn't mean to derail it, John, with the VR talk.
It's all right. Once in a while, it's got to come up. I do want to thank some patrons this week. We got some new folks, and I did figure out what happened last week. Now that Patreon, this changed without me really noticing it, but free people can sign up, and that's cool if you guys want to. It's just kind of a way to follow the channel and maybe jump in earlier and whatever. You don't get a lot of benefits, but you're there, and that's cool. But we still get new people that are paid new people, and those are the names I'm going to read this week. And I don't think this is even accurate because last week I got all effed up with that giant list. It was so hard to track.
We're still trending upwards in a very fast way. You're still awesome.
Oh yeah, it's still amazing. I just didn't understand what was going on. It seemed insane last week, and it turns out there's a reason. But anyway, I want to thank Neil Smith, Paul Wilk, Jose Morales, Viper. What number is that? 10?
13.
13. I hate Roman numerals. You see me do this with Final Fantasy all the time. I freaking hate them.
I know. That's why I always put the Roman numerals when I put them in the show notes, because I know it will trip you up.
Yeah, you're not doing it because it's accurate. You're doing it to stumble me up. I appreciate that.
It's a little of both. Both things can be true.
That's true. It is accurate, and I'll give you that. But anyway, Viper 13 is his name. Joey Rubin, Junk DS 974. It's a lot of broken DSs. Ryan Montevecchio, I think is how you'd say it. Yeah. And Papa Crunk. Amazing name. Now, I know I've probably missed a few of you in the latest batch because of this kerfuffle. It won't happen moving forward, but if any of you didn't hear your name and you knew you've done something recently, send me an email or a Discord DM or something, and I'm happy to say your name on the show. I just don't want to miss people.
Well, speaking of, read that first one out, because somebody did do that.
Oh, special shout out to Danny McCormick for being that guy and letting us know their name was never read. Thank you, Danny
Oh.
McCormick.
Did you almost forget that guy?
I when did this get pasted in here? Did you just do this? Or when did this go in here?
It's been in there like half the day.
Has it really?
Yes.
Missed it entirely. Didn't even see it. I don't know.
I put a link to his tweet. He was
So you put it in.
sad that we never read his name. Yeah.
Oh, well, we're happy to make up for it. We have no problem with that. So be like Danny McCormick and reach out if you didn't hear your name.
If you missed it.
Yeah, because it can get missed. It's kind of a jumble in there, and you guys are amazing, so it's kind of hard to keep up. But anyway, no commercials ever, pre-show content every week, monthly bonus host episodes like the one Bo just put up, artwork in the mail, many other reasons to join. All it takes is you doing it. So go over to patreon.com/core show. That's patreon.com/core show today. Everything else is at frogpants.com/core. And now we hand the mic to Grandma, who, fast or slow, I don't know how she'll do it today, but she'll tell us what games we played so you guys can't complain. Take it away, Grandma.
Well, for once, the boys played enough games to actually justify my existence. Thank you for making it so I have a purpose. I appreciate it. Scott played Shipbreaker again. Yep, that one.
Yeah.
He also played Return of the Obra Dinn, finally.
Yeah.
He played the Jackbox Party Pack 10, presumably multiple games within that one.
Mm-hmm.
John played Marvel Spider-Man 2, Yakuza Like a Dragon, WWE 2K23, and Fortnite. Thank God that's back in our lives. Thank you. Bo continued to play Diablo 4 Season 2. He says Diablo good. He played Stacklands, and he played Backpack Battles. That's the auto battler, in case you're like, the hell is that?
Yeah, and that looks great. Go bookmark it, not bookmark it, wish list it, everyone, because that looks cool. I can't wait to play it myself. That's going to do it for today's show. Thank you all for listening, for being here live or otherwise, checking the show out. Tell your friends, leave us reviews, whatever you got to do. And between now and next week, have a great gaming week. We'll see you then.
Get more at frogpants.com.
The killer left the heart next to the body.
Ooh,
Oh, no.
Alan Wake.
Oh, no.